Facebook made 340,000 additional people vote in the 2010 midterm elections, all through the power of suggestion. Well, not that type of suggestion. The type where you literally suggest that the user vote, and then direct them to the nearest voting place. Now, this suggestion was part of a study to see if social media could be used to increase voter turnout. The answer being, yes, duh, if you remind people it's election day, they'll remember to vote more often. However, Facebook could use this information to control our government, including our president, and no one would ever know. Let me explain. You don't live under a rock, so you know that Facebook collects and shares information about you and your friends. But Facebook also uses this information to psychoanalyze you. Based on what you post, Facebook customizes the web page to best suit your interests. For example, research has shown that by looking at page likes alone, Facebook can predict users' sexuality, race, religion, gender, age, relationship status, and yes, political party with extreme accuracy. So let's say Facebook wants a certain candidate to become president. No, not that candidate. Yeah, that candidate. Using its information on each user, Facebook sorts its users into 3 general categories: supporters, opposers, and undecided voters. In the months preceding Election Day, it populates the newsfeed of the supporters and undecided voters with posts that favor Facebook's candidate to help sway these users vote for the official social media candidate on Election Day. Facebook continuously reorganizes its users, moving any seemingly converted undecided voters to their new category based on changes in behavior. Then, on Election Day, Facebook bombards only the supporters with reminders about where the nearest voting locations are and who among their friends has already voted. Thousands, if not millions of additional voters would flock to the ballots that day to support Facebook's chosen candidate, while the turnout for the other candidates would remain relatively unchanged. If the race was close at all at the start, Facebook could swing the election. And here's the thing. You wouldn't know, and you wouldn't know. Nobody would know. Facebook is protected by privacy laws and doesn't have to share the delicious secret sauce that determines the layout of your newsfeed with anyone. Even if you found proof that Facebook was manipulating its newsfeed, there's nothing illegal about Facebook changing the algorithms that determine what its users see. In fact, as much as I dislike Facebook's ability to manipulate its users, I would protest all the louder if we limited Facebook's freedom of speech in our attempt to avoid online manipulation. So, what do? Well, what about treating Facebook the same way we treat doctors and lawyers? That is, by treating them as information fiduciaries. You see, we give doctors, lawyers, and Facebook information in order to receive their services. But while doctors and lawyers cannot use your information for outside purposes, Facebook can more or less handle your information however it likes. As information fiduciaries, doctors and lawyers have a special legal obligation to use your information in your best interests. We don't have a designation like this for Facebook or other information-based web services, but considering how vulnerable we make ourselves to these websites, we really should. The best way to protect ourselves seems to be making the designation of information fiduciary completely optional for web services, incentivizing the responsibility with legal immunities and tax breaks alone. Now, I'm not suggesting that we subject these companies to the same laws that govern doctor-patient confidentiality. Web companies need more flexibility than that. Nor am I suggesting that we make some form of ultimatum that forces small companies to accept our terms or else be crushed by the competition. However, in order to protect ourselves both online and offline, we absolutely need a way to incentivize these web services to act in the best interests of their customers. That is, unless we want President Zuckerberg for the next 40 years. Hello friends, if you want to learn how to get away with murder in outer space, click up here. If that's not interesting to you, then I don't know what is. Oh, and special thanks to Jonathan Zittrain, who inspired this video. And as always, if you like facts, links are in the description. See you next time!